Okay, shapes, fills, and strokes. We're going to use the ellipse tool in this demonstration. So first we're going to go choose the ellipse tool from the tools panel. This is our tools panel over here. And as we roll over it, you'll notice that the names change. We can go ahead and select some of these items. Uh, and let's say for the tool, the text tool, I want you to notice that when I click the text tool, some of the menu items change here at the top. So, for example, if we were to make a line, uh, we can control the opacity, we can change the style of a line. But let's forget that at the moment, and we're going to go to our ellipse tool. Now, it's actually going to show up initially as this square. Uh, Behind each of these in the corner of some of these boxes, there's a tiny little triangle. That little triangle means that there are more tool items below it. So if I click and hold down, I'll get a drop-down list of more items for the pen tool. If I click and hold down the rectangle tool, I'll get a list of other options. And so hiding under the rectangle tool is our ellipse tool. So I'm going to go ahead, put my mouse over it and release, and you'll notice that I've selected the ellipse tool. So from here, we can go ahead and start creating our items. So let's see, I just want to let you know that, let's go ahead and set that back to what you'll probably see initially, which would be a stroke around a white ellipse, a white circle. And we can pull up different dimensions of those things. So we can also change the weight, but I'll get into that later. This is the tool. The stroke tool is what you'd use to change the weight of it. So you want to go ahead and click in one point, hold down, and drag across to create your item. Once you've created your ellipse, you want to go ahead and delete it. So to do that, we'll go up and get your selection tool, this black arrow at the top of your toolbar. And you can go around and select an item. You're going to hit, once you've selected an item, you'll hit the delete button on your keyboard, and that will clear the ellipse. We'll go ahead and select another one, and we'll hit delete. So again, we'll go back to the ellipse tool and create an ellipse by clicking down and dragging across. And as we drag across, if we drag far to the side, it's a wide oval. If we drag down, it's a thinner oval. We can also try to make sort of a real circle, roughly. And that's our process. So the next thing that we're going to use is we're going to use the selection tool in a different way. Previously, we would use the selection tool and click on items to select them. And this blue bar means that your item is selected, your object is selected. If you want to deselect it, you click into a blank area. Well, another way to select things is, as a group, is to use the marquee. The marquee happens just by clicking down off to the side of your objects and then dragging across while holding the mouse button down until you create this box around the items that you're interested in. And we'll go ahead and drag across and then release. When you release, you'll notice that all of these items were selected together. Another thing that you might notice is I can select just 2 of them that way, or 3 of them. As long as I touch a little bit of it, I'll get that whole item selected. And once you've done that, we want to delete. So you'll go ahead over to your keyboard and click the delete button. We'll go ahead and click this and click delete again. All right, so we're going to go back and choose the ellipse tool one more time. And this time, instead of clicking and dragging out in any direction, we're going to use a modifier key. We're going to use the Shift key. What the Shift key does is it locks the dimensions of the ellipse to be equal. And so it's always going to be just as tall as it is wide. And essentially we get a perfect circle from that process. When we release the Shift key, the edge of our ellipse sort of follows where our mouse goes, and it distorts it in that way. If we hold down Shift at any time, we're going to snap that ellipse into the circle dimension, into a circle. So, fantastic, we have a little bit of a circle there. Now, this circle is, again, created from a stroke and a fill. The stroke is this vector information around the edge. Essentially, it is a path. And as I slide over it, you'll see my mouse change. In slightly green, it'll say anchor. Those little blue bars, those little blue boxes are anchors, and there's a path in between them. So what we're going to do is we're going to affect the fill and the stroke. Our tool for taking care of the colors of the fill and the stroke is down here, where we have a few little boxes. This white box is our fill, and then this other box down here with a hollow middle is our stroke. And right now they're set to white and black. Below them, we have a different sort of ways of controlling the colors. And if you press this button here, this little arc with a couple arrows on it, that will switch between what is currently the stroke and what is the fill. So if I click it, we'll notice that our circle circle changes to a black fill with a white outline, the white stroke, and that's represented by this. I'll click it again, and we'll return to the other view. I can double-click inside of the fill button to bring up our color selection area. We can choose a color and click OK. And so we've changed our fill from a white into a red. Let's see. I want to do something a little bit strange here. I also want to let you know that we can go ahead and I'm going to create one circle here that's red, and I'm going to create another circle on top of it. And so these items are stacked one on top of each other. And we can tell that if I go over here and grab the fill and fill it with none. This red bar across it means transparent, essentially. And so I've filled this circle with none. And so we can see that it becomes essentially a transparent. We can see right through it. We can see the stacking. And that's basically it for this part of it. Thanks.